Hi, this is Frank DiMora with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. If you want to connect the dots with me, go to my website, which is www.dimoraministry.com. When you get there, you'll see this book with the cover and the back cover. It's DiMora, spelled D-I-M-O-R-A. After the video, scroll down and you'll see the reports that I'm talking about as we get into part 3 of July 12th of 2010. Now, I was talking about the prophecies about the call for peace and safety that Paul warned us about in the last days, and at that time when they're calling for peace and safety, sudden destruction were going to be coming. And I want to continue on with that. Benjamin Netanyahu did make some statements concerning this very issue that Paul warned about, and that Zechariah, the prophet Zechariah, in chapter 12 verse 3, and also Joel, who writes about it in chapter 3 of the book of Joel. Let me quote. It says, Netanyahu, Jerusalem dispute should not delay direct talks. Now, this article has to do about, obviously, the call for peace and safety, and Jerusalem has been the major focus of why the Israelis and the Palestinians, and frankly all the Arabs, are having a really difficult time with this peace process, because it involves the ownership of Jerusalem. This is the burdensome stone in the peace process. And when you look at Zechariah, we are seeing the identical, exact same thing. That warning is taking place right now, while all the rest of the prophecies are taking place at the same time. Goes on. This came from Ynet News, by the way. And when you scroll down after the video, click to the link and you'll see this. Ynet News learns PM, or the Prime Minister, told Forum of 7 senior ministers direct negotiations with Abbas. Abbas is the president of the Palestinian people, set early in August. In Fox News interview, the Prime Minister says, "We want united Jerusalem." Obviously, everybody wants united Jerusalem, but who is going to own it? Palestinians have their own views. This is one of the issues that will have to be negotiated. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened the forum of 7 senior ministers on Sunday to discuss the possibility of launching direct talks with the Palestinians, or the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. The ministers were instructed not to comment on the talks, but Ynet has learned that they are scheduled to begin early August. So again, the issue of Jerusalem is the sticking point. It is clogging up any agreement whatsoever. And they're hoping again to try to sit down together in August. Now, we know that August is pretty close to September, and September is the month where the feasts start to begin for the Jewish people. And there's been a lot of prophecies that have already been fulfilled during the feast, one of which, for example, the Yom Kippur War of 1973. And we know that many of the prophecies are going to be fulfilled during these feasts. Now, Jesus, we believe, is going to be coming back during the Feast of Trumpets. We do not know if it's going to be this September. There is that possibility. But we do know that we need to be ready to watch for it, because if it doesn't happen this September, it'll happen maybe next September or maybe the next. But we just don't know. But we do know, when Paul wrote of the times and the seasons, brethren, I don't need to write to you, he was talking specifically to the Jews who understood the times and the seasons meant the feasts, the festivals, the feasts. And this is when the prophecies are being fulfilled. So let me go on. Jerusalem is another one. Article. The senior Palestinian figure yesterday said that the rising tensions with Israel over settlement building in Jerusalem, again, here's that Jerusalem problem, area was the time bomb. And it is, because the ownership of Jerusalem, we believe, is going to cause the Psalm 83 war. When the Palestinians and the rest of the Arabs realize that Israel is never going to give back East Jerusalem, they will try to take it by force, and this will fulfill Psalm 83. It says, let me go back. Building in Jerusalem area was a time bomb that was eroding trust between the two sides. The Jerusalem situation, I think, is a time bomb if it continues this way. And it goes on to say, Israel academics in Jerusalem referring to expansion of Jewish settlements in East Jerusalem and plans to demolish Palestinian homes. The Palestinians want Israel to stop building in East Jerusalem because they believe it's their land, their capital. They want to make East Jerusalem their capital for the new state that they're developing. And this simply isn't going to happen because Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu has said over and over again that he's not going to give up that holy city of Jerusalem. That would be, for the Jewish people, that would be like America giving up the White House. And it's not going to happen. And if it does, then you'll know for sure that we are definitely, at the cusp of these last days, because the Joel prophecy says that he's going to destroy anybody who divides the land of Israel. So there's so many different things to look for in as far as the prophecies are concerned. Now I'm going to go on to part 4 here because there's some other information I'd like to cover with you as well.